Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. My name is Josh. Today we're going to be going over how to stop being addicted to average, how I took my bank account to a comfortable level, never satisfied, always aiming higher, but it is where I want it to be, and also how I stopped waking up at 3 p.m., 5 p.m., even 8 p.m. at night, which is kind of ridiculous. But I am now waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 7 a.m., mostly 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., and how I stopped binge on my phone, how I stopped watching TV for hours, and how I got rid of addictions and an escape in life. Subscribe below, like the video. Let's go. So really how I stopped being addicted to average, the first thing was I honestly started waking up before the sun. For some weird reason, waking up before the sun has an energy, a positive aura around it. The world is asleep. Your phone is asleep. Your notifications are not going off. You have the time to do a bit of mindfulness. And I used to think this was just YouTubers try to spew content out there, but I really started doing it myself, and I really feel a lot better on a daily basis. Specifically from 5 to 8 a.m. is really where I focus on my mental structure in my mind, how I feel, and what I'm looking to achieve for the day and what my inner belief is. So waking up early gives you the time to be able to focus on you, to be able to battle your demons, and to be able to structure your mind in a more positive mindset and frame your mind how you want it to go throughout the day. And that ties into actually going to bed accomplished for the night. I was going to bed at 12 a.m. at night and waking up at 5 or 6. That just was not working for me. So to be honest, what I started doing was going to bed at 10, 11. And I'm noticing huge strides. I'm noticing a lot of changes within myself, my mindset, my body, and how I am focused throughout the day. So that is the first step. But when you wake up, you got to wake up hungry. I was not waking up hungry. I was waking up sulky, grumpy. I would be pretty mean to people in the household I live, right? And I just didn't want to be bothered. Now, obviously, that does have to do with a cup of coffee in your hand, and I like my coffee black with a bit of cream sometimes. But you don't want to wake up not looking forward to the day. You want to have a why of why you're going to wake up. And I never really had a why. I never really had a purpose. But now I do. And waking up hungry, going to bed accomplished. When you go to bed accomplished and knowing you achieved something, now you can set your target for the next day. And when the next day arrives, you're focusing on that target because that's all you were thinking about before going to bed. And before I go to bed, I do listen to binaural sleep beats, lucid dreaming, all of this stuff which I watched when I was 18, 19, 20, and I never really thought or put into action. That's the problem. We watch, we consume, but we never put it into action. So wake up hungry, go to bed accomplished. That is one of the major things. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I cannot get that out of my head. Actually, someone told me that, specifically my mentor. But yeah, so I would follow that, guys. Not only just go to bed early, wake up early, but you got to go to bed with a goal, and you got to wake up with a goal. Here's one of my major problems over the years. I'm 25 now. Honestly, this is probably one of my most things I regret. I don't really have any regrets. Life happens for a reason. Mistakes happen, right? You learn from your failures. But my mind was here. My mind was there. My mind was up and down everywhere, right? I wasn't really focused on one thing. I wasn't really focused and put my effort and my all into one thing. What I started doing is realizing that there is sacrifice I do have to make. I'm not going to be able to play video games. I'm not going to be able to work out, work and make money while eating and making my food and meal prepping at the same time. That is what I thought before. I could do so many things. I could study this. I could learn this. I could do this, this, and this, and this, and this. All of a sudden, it is 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at night, and I literally got nothing done throughout the day. So to remain focused, honestly, you could take advice from other people, but I am the most not focused person in this world before learning how to stop being addicted to average. How I started getting focused was I started honing in on the thing I was doing. I put my phone down upside down. I didn't want to get notifications. I turn my notifications off when I work or when I want to get something productive done. I set a goal. So if I'm working, let's say I'm in sales, which I am in sales, and I want to hit a certain number of sales, I'm going to set a goal to how many calls I'm going to make. If I don't make those calls, I keep working. I'm focused. For people who are creative, maybe an artist, you want to get that outline. You want to get that sketch done first before you focus on anything else. I highly, highly recommend binaural beats. The reason I recommend binaural beats is because it triggers something in your mind. I'm going to play with classical music as well, like Beethoven and piano, but binaural beats has completely changed how I do stuff. When I'm working and I don't have to talk to people, I got my binaural beats in my ear, and it literally puts me in what I'm doing, and I'm not losing my focus throughout the task I'm doing. But problem is, most of us are focused in Netflix. Most of us are focused in our phone. And you know why? Because the algorithms challenge us. The algorithms want us to be on the social media, on the Netflix, on the Prime Video, whatever it is, platform longer. When we're buying products, we're not just buying one product. We're getting put to another product and another page. And that is because of the algorithm. So to create your own algorithm, or what I did for myself, and you can do this for yourself and let me know in the comments below, like the video, please and thank you, and subscribe. Play some music, play some calming music, no lyrics, it'll get you focused. I promise you that. Shut your door, tell people you do not want to be disturbed, don't let your mind wander. And I've been using some LED lights to set the mood or the vibe, and honestly I feel a lot better and I can accomplish a lot more with those things I just went over. Do you ever feel like your day is just going by? You ever feel like you're stagnant? You ever feel like you're coasting? All fingers point to me. All my life I was walking, but I was walking asleep. I was going throughout my day asleep. And here's the problem when you go through your day asleep. You don't have a peripheral vision of what is going on around you. So you're actually missing out on your journey. You're focusing on the destination, but you're really not focusing on anything. Now, obviously, we're not going throughout our day with our eyes closed, but subconsciously we are. So how to stay awake through the day is have a why. You can refer back to this why throughout your journal, throughout your bucket list, a goal board maybe, a performance tracker. But when your performance is tracked on an hourly and a daily basis, and you're working towards your why, you're going to start to wake up. No matter how damn tired you are throughout the day, you're going to start to wake up and you're going to start to feel alive and awake. The problem with myself was I was not awake. I was not focusing on a specific thing or a specific why. I never really had a reason or a purpose to live my day. I was kind of just like, hey, I'm going to eat because I want to eat. Of course, we have to eat and drink water to survive, right? But my problem was I was doing things for the sake of doing things. I never had a reason. I was saying things for the sake of saying things. I was playing video games for 10 hours a day at some points. I was working for working, and I really never knew why I was working, so I never accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Wake up. The only reason you're going to wake up and how you're going to wake up is by discovering your why. Get out of your comfort zone. Discover your why, and that is one step being closer to leave the average lifestyle. I'm going to give you guys the cold, hard truth. Being average means conforming, means hanging out with people that are average, means doing things that people are doing that are average. It means wasting time. And here's my problem. When I was being average, I would hang out with people who, honestly, I'm not going to lie, who were doing drugs all the time, who were drinking all the time, who were in the wrong environments. Hanging out, smoking up, listening to music whatever the case may be, till 5, 6 in the morning. We sleep till 3, 4 in the afternoon. We do it all over again, right? I'm not saying that's not a bad lifestyle when you're 18 and hanging out and, having fun. But eventually when you get up to 20 and so on, you start questioning your life, or well, I did anyways. So to stop being average, you got to become the lone wolf. You got to place your mind in an environment where you are by yourself. You are focusing on your passions, your purpose, your why by yourself. You cannot let outside influences, negativity affect it. You have to tune out the average lifestyle. You have to tune out people saying, no, you can't do it. You have to tune out people putting you down or saying, you're just a dreamer. And here's the cold hard truth. You have to tune out your family, your bloodline. Because if you don't do it, people are going to put you down. If I tell you the sky is green or gray 100 times, eventually you're going to start to believe it. Because subconsciously, we're told something over and over again. We start to believe it. I did a little experiment in a sales job, and this guy told me his tie was purple over and over again. And we all started to believe it. And in the experiment, he's like, my tie is actually blue. It didn't have to do with colorblind. It had to do with telling the same thing over and over again. And it started getting in our minds. And we started believing what he was saying. So become the lone wolf. Start hunting for yourself. Choose your crowd. Because if you don't choose your crowd, you might be waking up at 8 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, or before sunrise. But now it's 8 p.m. at night. And what did you do really through the day? You chatted, you gossiped with your friends, you drank, you did drugs, you did some escape things. You felt good about yourself for 5 hours. Trust me, I know the feeling. But then you went home, you went to bed, and you got nothing done. You got no passions done throughout the day. Ignite your passions, get out your comfort zone, become the lone wolf, hunt alone. Now, I'm not exactly saying get rid of your family. I am saying get rid of your family and your bloodline if it's not helping you. If they're telling you you're a dreamer, be a doctor, be this, be that, right? I'm telling you, tune out your family, but don't completely, get rid of them 100%. You want to surround yourself with the people you want to be like the most, right? The 5 people we hang out with are the 5 people we're going to be like. But what I did for myself is I locked myself away. I cut my relationships. I lived kind of, if you will, a monk lifestyle where you completely focus on your mission, on your goals, on your purpose in silence, right? And the reason being I did that is because a lot of my outside sources were not improving my life. They weren't really bettering myself, bettering what I wanted to do. Now, my mom was somewhat supportive, but even then, she's like, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer. Same with my grandmother. So what I did was I cut everything out. I cut all the outside sources out that told me no and I couldn't do it. I still hang out with my mom. I still, hang out with people I care about, but I focus on the people that improve my life, add some shine rather than some dullness, right? And how you're going to do that is by cutting people out that don't improve your life. But you got to become the lone wolf. You got to hunt alone. You got to dream alone. And you got to focus on your task and focus on what you're doing alone in silence. When you're doing something, don't be distracted by outside sources. There's 365 days in a year. And January 1st, we all set our New Year's resolutions. Here's the problem with setting our New Year's resolutions. They are resolutions. We just write them down on paper. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get more active. I'm going to be a better father. I'm going to take my kids out more. I'm going to work harder at my job to get to the next promotion so I can provide for my family, so I can give my family a better life. But here is the sad truth. Those resolutions turn into fadeaways in May and April. In June and July, and before you know it, it's already December. What have you actually done throughout the year? You just wrote your resolutions down, but you never put it into action. So what I've been doing to be less than average, to be more, or not less than average, to be more than average. What I've been doing is tracking my performance on an hourly, a daily basis, and even a weekly basis. I have a goal board. I have a thermometer that I put up the ribbon each time in each increment because I see that and I know I'm doing something. I know that my work is being paid off and I know I'm being closer to my goal. When you track your performance by your hour, not even your day or your week, I am telling you, if you have been doing something for 30 minutes that have not been giving you, that has not been pushing you or propelling you towards your goals, you're going to get your ass back in gear pretty quick. If you're in TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook, or maybe you're watching TV, and I'm not saying watching TV is bad. I love watching movies, TV, sports. But if you're doing it, it's not going to bring you closer to your goals at the time you're doing it. Throughout the day specifically, you're going to reframe your mind and you're going to say, hey, I need to drop this. I need to focus on my why and my passion. Guys, start tracking your performance on an hourly basis. It is so beneficial. I heard Ed Mylett do it. Ed Mylett is one of my favorite motivational speakers. And I put it into play. I should have put it into play a couple years ago when I heard it. But turning 25, halfway to 50, really woke me up. And since I've been tracking my hourly performance, I have been much more successful. And trust me, you will too. All right, so we're almost at the end of this video, but I want to save the best for last. I want to save what really changed my life and what changed my surroundings and how people started looking at me in a positive way and not thinking I'm trying to bring people down. So write your legacy in silence. And what I mean by that is don't talk about what you're going to do. Remember when I said become the lone wolf? You got to write your legacy in silence. And how you're going to do that is don't talk about what you are doing. Don't talk about what you are achieving and getting, because not a lot of people can achieve that. Some people are fighting, right, to put stuff on the plate, on food on the plate for their families. Some people are fighting their minds. Some people are fighting a lot of battles. You don't know what they're going through. And if you just say, oh, I just got a brand new car. Oh, I just achieved this. What did you do? I did that. I did that for a very long time when I was young. And it got me to be depressed. People didn't like me. People didn't respect me. I went through 5 jobs because I would always try to talk high of myself. My ego would be so damn high that people would be like, who's this kid? He's coming in. I'm the best in this sales place. This kid's nothing. He needs to prove himself. But what I thought is I am the best. And you can think you're the best, but think you're the best. Don't puke it out that you're the best, because people will walk by you and they won't even look at you. You'll be like a shadow when they're walking. You're the shadow behind them. Now, if you're writing your legacy in silence and you're becoming humble and you're motivating people and you're helping and you're serving people, all while doing the things that you're doing to become successful, 100% people are going to start to respect you. 100% people are going to want to be around you. And I know I said become the lone wolf, stay by yourself, and all that stuff, but that's when you're achieving your goals. That's when you are focused. When you want to hang out with people and you want to share your success and share your wealth and share what you've learned, you're going to do that by putting action. You're going to do that by hitting the pavement and start paving that road rather than talking about it. Okay, so there's one final tip I want to kind of include in this video, and it's become obsessed with being better than the day you were before. You need to become so passionate, so obsessed, so energized to improve yourself than the day you were before. But here's the thing, Rome was not built in a day. So what I want you to do and what I've done for myself is I've become so passionate and so obsessed with being better. For example, let's say I did 25 calls to make a sale yesterday. The next day I'm